Here is a look at the USL Jägermeister Cup knockout stage draw results. In Pot A, the Group 5 winner will take on the Group 1 winner. In Pot B, Group 4 winner will take on wild card number 1 spot. And then in Pot C, it's the Group 6 winner taking on the Group 3 winner. And in Pot D, Group 2's winner taking on the wild card 2 spot. So a lot to look forward to and a lot of motivation for these teams, Mike, as they wrap up the group stage as we welcome you back in to Morning Footy. And Mike, we're going to get inside your head here a little bit and see what you think is going to happen now going into these final group stage matches with so much on the line and a knowing of what is to come in the next round.
Well, this whole competition's been absolute chaos, and I love some chaos. It's why we tune in for football. It's why you tune in for Morning Footy. Now, there's a lot of the old guard that we're going to see, but we're going to start with the Oakland Roots. Oakland Roots, Orange County SC, these two teams, when this rivalry started, it was one-way traffic for Orange County. But Benny Feilhaber, baby, Benny and the Jets, you're going to get the 2-1 win. Spokane Velocity, as Devin said, Sacramento is a very, very good team. A former teammate of mine, Russell Cicerone, is doing the business, leading the team in goals. He's going to be running riot against Spokane Velocity. And this upset alert in terms of results. USL League One side, AV Alta, they're going to get the 3-2 win over Monterey Bay FC. And AV Alta, the reason they made a massive, massive upset run to the US Open Cup round of 32 to face FC Dallas. They're going to rekindle that sort of vibes to get the result.
And a reminder that the winner of Group 1 will go on the road in Pot A to take on the winner of Group 5. Okay, so let's take a look then at how that would impact the standings based on Mike Lahoud's predictions. So you would have Sacramento Republic finishing in that first place spot with the edge on goal difference and tied on points with the Las Vegas Lights.
Yeah, absolutely. The big reason why Monterey Bay is not going to be in the big dance, they're not great away from home. You look at their schedule, recent results away from home, and that's going to continue. Unfortunately for you, Benny, it's not going to be your day, but you're just building something.
Yeah.
Results are going to come. Sacramento, the cream of the crop.
Yeah, Monterey Bay right now currently in third place on 6 points in that Group 1. Okay, let's move it along to Group 2 and take a look at how Mike Lahoud thinks. Well, okay, here's a look at the matches coming up. So first up, you've got Saturday, July 19th, El Paso Locomotive taking on Phoenix Rising. And then on Wednesday, Union Omaha against Texoma FC. Saturday, July 26th, Union Omaha against El Paso Locomotive. And then Colorado Springs Switchbacks taking on Texoma FC at 9 p.m. Eastern the following Saturday. And then on that same day, San Antonio FC taking on New Mexico United. Not every team has played the same number of games as well. So that's an important note. But Mike Lahoud, you're going to give us your predictions on what you think is going to happen in these matchups.
So starting with the game on the 19th between El Paso versus Phoenix Rising, one of, I think, the most underrated and up-and-coming coaches in the USL. It's Padu Ka. He's a former coach of mine, and he loves these sorts of things. I remember in the US Open Cup, he said, hey, live to seize the day, and his team is going to seize the day with a big 3-1 win. In another upset alert, Texoma, they've come so close in penalty kicks to getting things going. Union Omaha, they're usually one of the stalwarts of USL League One. Not this year. They've really struggled with quality. They've really struggled with goals. And Texoma, they're finally going to get that penalty kick win. We go to El Paso, and El Paso, they've turned things around a bit. They're going to redeem themselves because Union Omaha is the gift that keeps on giving in terms of leaking goals, especially late on. And that's lack of quality defensively is going to cost them. This is a big one as well. I've learned as a player, once you get that winning feeling in penalty kicks, it tends to really start the machine, and they're going to grind out in penalty kicks again, 1-1, to get that win against the reigning USL champions of the league in Colorado Springs Switchback. They're not the same team. A lot of quality missing. And of course, big shout out to my former coach, Carlos Hermosa, former U.S. men's national team player in the 2002 World Cup. His San Antonio FC side, they're rolling. They're going to get a bit of revenge against New Mexico United, a team I know very well.
Yeah, so a reminder that the Group 2 winner will be the home team in Pot D, taking on the second wildcard team. And here's a look based on Lahoud's predictions on how the standings will shake out in that Group 2. Really not a big surprise. San Antonio have just been so good, Mike.
Yeah, they're a team of resilience. They can grind out results, and their favorite score so far this season season is 1-0. So you're good defensively in the USL Championship. That tends to translate well in cup competitions.
Okay, moving along to Mike's Group 3 predictions as we take a look at the final matches in Group 3 that are coming up. You've got Chattanooga Red Wolves SC taking on Knoxville SC Saturday, July 26th at 7 p.m. Eastern. That same day, Indy 11 will take on FC Tulsa, also at 7. And then later on, you'll have Birmingham Legion FC taking on Forward Madison FC. Okay, so there are the matchups. Mike, what do you think is going to happen in these games?
So I want to give a big shout out to friend of the show and someone you know very well, head coach Ian Fuller for Knoxville. They played very closely with Chattanooga recently, and I thought they got robbed. They should have won that game. It was 1-0 Chattanooga. They're going to redeem themselves in penalty kicks and get the result and get the massive points that they need to kind of get that confidence for the season. I love this FC Tulsa team. I talk about resilience with San Antonio. They're the cream of the crop in the USL Championship right now. Even if they go down a man, they still have that confidence, the togetherness to do something special. This season, they win 3-2 against Indy 11 and Birmingham Legion. Do not sleep on the quality of Birmingham Legion. There's something about teams that find themselves in the middle of the season, as they have recently, that can make deep runs. Forward Madison, they're going to be the punching bag.
All right, Mike. So what I'm seeing here is an Indy 11 loss and a Birmingham Legion win would make this the final outcome in the Group 3 standings based on your predictions. And a reminder that the Group 3 winner will play away in Pot C against the Group 6 winner. Okay, I like it. Very nice, Mike. Let's move it right along to Group 4 and give you a look at the schedule for this one. Okay, you've got Portland Hearts of Pine taking on the Pittsburgh Riverhounds Friday, July 25th at 6:30 p.m. Eastern. On Saturday, it's Rhode Island FC taking on Hartford Athletic. And then also on Saturday, same time, 7 p.m. Eastern, Detroit City FC taking on Westchester SC. All right, Mike, so how do you see these matches finishing up?
A good Bob Lilly side is a very good brand for USL Championship. And this Pittsburgh Riverhound side, they're back. And they're difficult to break down. And they're just so in control of football matches. Like San Antonio, 1-0 is a result they love. That's going to continue. They're going to get the big 3 points. This is something that I love. This Rhode Island FC side, as Devin Kerr said, there's something about them. And J.J. Williams, although the goals haven't come as consistently as we saw at the very end of the season, the playoffs, this could be the sort of match that kicks him on and the team on. And El Clamico, as we've now learned. And Detroit City, they're the Jekyll and Hyde of the USL Championship. But at home, I'd hate to bet against them. They're going to beat Westchester Soccer Club. And the 2-0 is going to be generous because I think it could be a lot worse.
All right, so here's how those results would affect the current standings, the Prinks Tires performance standings. Rhode Island coming through with 12 points in first place. And a reminder that the winner of this group will be the home team in Pot B taking on the wild card team. Okay. Very good. Let's see what Group 5 has in store. Here's a look at the matchups coming up. Saturday, July 26th, you have Charlotte Independence taking on the Richmond Kickers. And also on Saturday at 7 p.m. Eastern, Lexington SC taking on Louisville City FC. And then at 7:30, it's North Carolina FC taking on Loudoun United FC. Okay, so this is in Group 5. And Group 5, they will be the home team for Pot A. Mike, how do you see those matches playing out?
It's going to be a bit of a toss-up. But in the end, I like consistency, and Charlotte Independence, they are brewing something really good, especially at home. Richmond, much like some of the teams you talked about, away from home, the struggles come. Louisville, man, the cream of the crop. Talk about standard bearers of the USL Championship. They're going to get it done with a big and much-needed 2-1 win. And, of course, I'm going to go the opposite of what Devin Kerr said.
Okay.
Head coach Ryan Martin, someone who I know very, very well. He's a motivator. He's very disciplined. And I just wonder if this is the turnaround against a team that they're lockstep with in the standings in the USL Championship that they need to just...
Well, if you're Louisville City and you're Charlotte Independence, you're saying, no, Mike, no, that's not what we needed to happen, because that would mean that if we take a look now at the standings, Loudoun United FC would finish on top as we take Lahoud on. Sorry.
You can call it Loudon,
Lahoud from the Midwest, everybody. Give me some slack. Okay, so there's a look at the Prince Tires performance standings if everything goes according to Michael Lahoud's plan and how he sees it shaken out in Group 5. Okay, now let's take a look at Group 6. Here are the final matches. Saturday, July 26th, you've got Greenfield Triumph SC taking on FC Naples at 7 p.m. Eastern, and then Miami FC taking on Tormenta FC, and later on Charleston Battery taking on the Tampa Bay Rowdies. All right, Mike, the last group. How do you see this one shaking out?
When it comes to knockout competition, FC Naples, they've come close. I remember we covered them in the US Open Cup against the Tampa Bay Rowdies. They're going to get the draw, and eventually they're going to get Nico Lahoud.
Nico Cantor is watching you, Michael Lahoud.
I'm turning my back like this. Don't give me the eyes. I'm not just saying this because he's in studio, but I went back and I watched a bit of the recent matches. Although some of the results have not been there away from home, this is a side that competes, and I think they do have enough, especially with your big man up top who scores goals for fun, to get a goal away from home and get it done in penalty kicks.
Okay.
That's how you do it. Miami FC against Tormenta. Miami FC, my former club. This is a game that benefits them, and they will overwhelm Tormenta, who is not a good defensive side. The big one, though, we want to go back to the Gold Cup, and I want to give a shout out to a player named Rubio Rubin. Charleston Battery, they lost their best player, and one of the best players in the USL Championship last year in Nick Marcanic, and they leveled up in Rubio Rubin, and that quality that he already showed just coming back, getting a goal from the Gold Cup. He's on the score sheet in his very first match very recently, and Tampa Bay having a season to forget. It's been a nightmare. Charleston's going to win.
Okay, Group 6, has also been very competitive, and that is how the Prince Tires performance standings will look if Mike's matches go according to plan. Okay, very nice. What do you think? How are you feeling about your picks?
Look, I like them, and this is why we have cup competition, because as you see some of these teams that are at the bottom, everything tends to get flipped on its head, but this gives you a lifeline to really kickstart your season, and I can't wait to see it play out on the final day.
Yeah, and this is the wild card table, and so the two wild card spots will then have an opportunity to go on and play. And just a reminder, this is how it would look should the standings go in accordance to Michael Lahoud's predictions. In Pot A, it would be Loudon United FC taking on Sacramento Republic. Pot B, Rhode Island FC taking on Louisville City FC. Pot C, Miami FC against Birmingham Legion FC, and in Pot D, San Antonio FC taking on the Las Vegas Lights. All right, great stuff, Mike. We'll see if you're right. That crystal ball